Hey guys, so the other day I did a video on POTA, or Parks on the Air, and we talked about the activator side. If you're going to go to a park and you're going to activate a park, what do you need to do to get that accomplished? Well, from the comment from a viewer, he kind of pointed out to me, well, you talk about one side of it, but you didn't talk about the other side of it, which is the hunting side. So today is POTA 102, The Hunt. That's right here, right now, on Ham Radio for Non-Techies. Welcome back, guys. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos here. If you're new here, please subscribe down below, click on the little bell, and be notified when I do new videos. And if you guys end up liking this video by the end, give me a thumbs up. Helps me out, helps YouTube, helps everybody. So, like I said, the other day, I did a video on Parks on the Air, and I talked about, you know, how to get started in Parks on the Air. And I think it was a decent foundation. I got a lot of good comments from it. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. But then somebody had made a comment to me, hey, you know, you only showed one side of it. And I didn't consider, I touched on a little bit how I was kind of hunting for other people, but I didn't really touch on the whole thing. And he brought up some other good points that I probably should have put into that, but I think I'd rather dedicate it to a secondary video here just on being a POTA hunter. So if you guys are new, again, POTA is Parks on the Air, where you go out to a designated park based on the parks that are in the parksontheair.com website. You pick your state. We showed that. If you haven't seen that video, look up top here, somewhere up here. I'll have a link to that video there. But it shows you where parks are in your area that you can bring out your radios, set them up, and try to make 10 or more contacts and activate that park. Really, really cool. A lot of fun. I almost don't want to call it a sport, but I think it kind of is. I mean, you're not jogging and getting all huffy-puffy unless, of course, you're climbing up a mountain or going, you know, miles into a big national forest. But I still consider some sort of a sport because you are getting out there to play with your radio. You're learning more stuff. You're making those contacts and so on and so forth. So with that being said, let's pop over to my desktop and take a look at this. So I have down below in the links below, I'll have a link to this PDF, or you can just Google Parks on the Air Hunter Guide, and this will be in there. But it's a whole guide. It's a whopping 10 pages. I know. I'm asking a lot here. Read the 10 pages. It's 10 pages on, if you want to be a POTA hunter, on what you can do to get involved with POTA hunting. And some of the things, one of the things the commenter on my video from yesterday wanted to ask me about was making a point about etiquette. There is a certain etiquette to being a POTA hunter, and I guess he's had more issues with this. I haven't really had these issues yet because I'm still having hard times getting a hold of people. But there are certain rules or codes of conduct for being a POTA hunter. So we're going to just go over that. I kind of made a little funny little slideshow for that. But I'll have links to this down below. However, the first thing you want to do, if you're going to be a POTA hunter, aside from reading that little guide, you want to go to parksontheair.com. And then over here in the middle, you'll see where it says log in. So if you log in, that's going to open up this page where you'll log in. Like I showed you yesterday, get your free account, and you'll have this account forever. And if you want to hunt other people that are doing POTA activations, this is that page you'll do that. You'll find this gets updated every minute. And, you know, we'll see here if I'm still talking in the next 36 seconds if this changes, and it should. But if you're looking for people to hunt down, like say you want to go out to a park somewhere, you want to do a park-to-park activation, or if you're sitting at home and you have your radio fired up, you can look at these things. They tell you right here what frequencies they're on, what mode they're using most likely. So this guy's on 10.117.1, and he's doing CW. This guy's on the 20-meter band using single sideband. This guy's on 20 meters also. No real, so you know, just, but you go and you hunt down these stations, try to find them. It's the making the contact part is where the etiquette part comes in. So let me get my presentation set up here, and we'll jump into that. Now, like I said, there are certain things you do and do not want to do when you're doing this, and it's very easy because we get caught up in the fun and the excitement of making a contact. And especially in something like this, you hear all these people. You've heard of what they call pileups. A pileup is when you have somebody calling out CQ, either for POTA or just calling out CQ from their house, and all of a sudden 50 people hear them and 50 people jump into the conversation. All you hear is, it's a trip. I don't personally know how anybody hears all that and tries to pick out one signal. I guess one signal will stand out amongst the rest, and you pick that signal to make a CQ contact or a contact with. So let's go over just the basic things. This is a lot of stuff you learned if you took your technician and got into general. This is stuff you're taught. It's just basic common codes of conduct and basic etiquette. So going back over to the desktop now. Becoming a POTA hunter, the 12 commandments or the code of conduct. I made a really sad picture over here on the right side here. Okay, so number one, this is one thing you learned when you got into ham radio to begin with. It's always listen, listen, listen. Listen what's being said. Listen what you're listening to, and listen for what's going on. Number two, only call if you can copy the DX station properly. Can you hear them? Can you understand what their call sign is? Are you able to pick them up properly? If you get something that has a lot of static on the line, I probably wouldn't try to connect with them because they might not be able to hear you either, and you're just wasting their time and other people that want to get in that can get a clear signal. Do not trust the cluster and be sure of the DX station's call sign before calling. Kind of goes to the one above. Do not interfere with the station or anyone calling, and never tune up to the DX frequency or the QXX slot. So don't interfere with somebody else's calling. If somebody's calling in, somebody's calling CQ or they're calling Parks on the Air and then trying to activate, don't trample over top of them and be a scumbag. And just, if you want to be part of it, you follow the rules here and be a part of it. Number five, wait for the station to end a contact before calling. This just comes down to total etiquette. Wait your turn. Don't jump ahead of the line and this and that. Always, and number six, always send your full call sign. I hear this a lot. Guys, if you're going to be, and I'm going to go back to my cam for a second. If you're on the radio here, and I hear it all the time, I hear it locally on our repeater, and these are from guys that have been on the radio for a long time. They just kind of get sloppy with it, like, oh, this is KX5XR. What was that? Enunciate, pronunciate, speak the words succinctly and clearly. Kilo, India, 5, November, Papa, Lima. If you're mumbling, nobody can hear you. So enunciate, send your call sign out, fully and clearly. It's one of the basic things, but I still hear guys doing it, and the guy on the other end is trying to, get you in a log or something like that, and they can't understand you because you're whispering or, whatever. Speak from your diaphragm, act like the singers do. And I know not everybody's got a really big, strong, and powerful voice. The only reason why you hear my voice, I got this killer microphone. But when I'm talking into my radio, I'm trying to make sure that I am heard as clearly as you hear me now. So, anyway, enough of the rant and rave. So let's go back to the thing here. So the next part, the code of conduct continued, is call and then listen for a reasonable interval. Do not call continuously. Don't constantly just trying to trample everybody else. Call your sign out once. The guy wants to talk to you. If he hears you above everybody else, he will call you. There's no reward or prize at the end if you get in first. The whole idea of this thing is to enjoy yourself, have fun, practice, experiment, so on and so forth, and try to make contacts. Number 8, do not transmit when the operator calls another call sign and not yours. So if he calls out some other guy, don't just jump in there. Oh, I'm more important. You're not. You're not that important. So wait your turn. Be courteous. This, as hams, we try to self-police ourselves and we try to stay within a certain code of conduct. Just utilize that. You'll be fine. Number 9. Do not transmit when the operator queries a call sign not like yours. So, again, it goes back to wait your turn. Number 10, do not transmit when the DX operator requests geographic areas other than yours. So, if the guy's calling you up, if the guy's calling out, he's like, hey, I'm only taking, I'm looking for QSOs in California. Well, if you're in Michigan, shut up. All right. He's looking for guys in California. If he wants to expand that out or say taking any calls from anyone, anywhere, that's a common a common term used. If you hear him say something like that, hey, I'm taking QSO calls, anyone, anywhere. That's your cue to jump in. And again, be courteous. Give your call sign once. If he hears you, he'll call on you, and it's your turn, and you'll go through the entire QSO process. Don't create a problem where there doesn't have to be one. Okay, back to the last couple things here. Where did we leave off? Number 11? Yeah, number 11. When the operator calls you, do not repeat your call sign unless you think he's copied it incorrectly. So there's no use in calling out your call sign over and over and over. If you give the other guy a chance to speak, if he calls out your call sign correctly, great. If he doesn't, you can say up correction and then correct it and see if you got it that time. If he does, move on to the QSO and get it over with and done. Number 12, always be thankful if and when you do make a contact. It's always a fun thing to make contacts, and like I said, POTA can be a lot of fun. And number 13, I added this one, and it wasn't actually in the thing there, is, just have fun. So that's the basics of it. I kind of showed you where you can go and find this. And if you want to be a POTA hunter, there's also Facebook groups, and the guide that I'll have the link for down below has links to, I think, the Facebook groups you can join. You can do a spotting on there, or you can find somebody who's spotted themselves. There's also the self-spotting thing on the Parks on the Air website. You've got a lot of opportunities here to hunt and find other hams that are out there trying to activate parks and assist them in activating their park. Again, it's listening. Listen to what's being said and follow through from there. That's it, guys. I think I probably could go a little bit further into this, but I think if you just get the guide, read the whopping 10 pages, and just follow along, have fun, you'll be fine. And you'll be able to enjoy POTA on both sides of the thing as an activator or as a hunter. I think both sides are probably going to be fantastic to try out. I mean, I like I said, I tried mine the other day, and I had kind of a little bit of a failure, but I'm coming back now and reevaluating my equipment and going out there, and I'm going to try some different things next time, some different antennas I'm bringing out, and different radios. And, I'll get there. I'm not in any hurry. Again, there's no prize if you get there first, all right? There are awards for making contacts. There are awards for activating certain areas of the country or the world, things like that, and that's fine. But don't rush it and create a problem where there isn't one. Anywho, that's my spiel. This is POTA 102. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. If you did, now give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and I will catch you guys soon. This is Ham Radio for Non-Techies, and we are clear.